On the mist-shrouded southeastern shore of Loch Ness stood a manor unlike any other, Boleskine House, Aleister Crowley's infamous retreat. The place had a history of strange happenings long before Crowley arrived, but under his ownership, it became a crucible of occult energy. Crowley purchased Boleskine in 1899 with one purpose: to perform the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage, a grueling 6-month ritual designed to summon and bind one's holy guardian angel, but also by necessity to call forth and control a legion of demons first. For the ritual to work, the house had to meet exact specifications: a secluded location, an oratory facing north, and a terrace where spirits could manifest. Neighbors whispered about strange lights flickering in the night, shadows that moved without cause, and an unnatural heaviness in the air. Servants fled after inexplicable events, doors slamming by unseen hands, the echo of chanting where no one stood. One man, who had worked as Crowley's groundskeeper, allegedly went mad, attempting to kill his family before taking his own life. Crowley left Boleskine before completing the ritual, claiming he had been called away to Paris. But locals believed he abandoned something dangerous: spirits unbanished, doors left open between worlds. Decades later, visitors still reported overwhelming dread, nausea, and a sense of being watched as they approached the grounds. The operation of Abramelin was an intense ceremonial process. Crowley meticulously transformed the southwestern wing into his ritual space, erecting an oratory, installing a north-facing door, and creating a terrace for summoned spirits to gather. This grueling rite demanded weeks of preparation, abstinence, strict purity, and mental discipline. Yet Crowley was called to Paris before the final banishment stage. According to law, the ritual remained incomplete, and the malevolent forces summoned were left unbound. Local tales suggest the consequences of this unfinished business were anything but theoretical. Crowley's lodgekeeper, Hugh Gillies, suffered devastating losses. 2 of his children died under mysterious circumstances, feeding rumors of ritual fallout. The Gnostic Mass, also known as Liber de Fifthinin, involves symbolic communion with wine and the cake of light, crafted from flour, honey, Abramelin oil, olive oil, wine lees, and bodily fluids such as semen or menstrual blood. This controversial Eucharist embodies the union of microcosm and macrocosm and represents the magician's consummation with divinity. The Bornness ritual, also known as the preliminary invocation, is a powerful calling of the Bornness One, a transcendent being beyond birth and death. It offers both protection and spiritual authority, a cornerstone of Thelemic practice. After Crowley, the house continued its dark reputation. Following the war, Boleskine belonged to Major Edward Grant. On November 9, 1960, he was found dead by suicide in Crowley's old bedroom, an incident locals still fold into the house's legend. In the summer of 1969, avant-garde occult filmmaker Kenneth Anger rented Boleskine before Jimmy Page bought it. Anger later claimed he saw a heavy painting lift off the wall and settle gently on the floor. One of many strange stories that kept Boleskine in the counterculture imagination. Jimmy Page, guitarist of Led Zeppelin, bought the house in the early 1970s, but rarely stayed there, appointing caretakers including Malcolm Dent to live on site. Dent reported nights of snorting, snuffling just outside his bedroom door and said, "Whatever was there was pure evil." Page himself admitted the house carried a heavy, unsettling atmosphere. In 1992, Ronald and Annette McGillivray bought Boleskine from Page, stripped it to the studs, re-roofed it, and ran it as a hotel. Annette dismissed the haunted talk entirely, though Ronald avoided discussing Crowley's past. A devastating fire in December 2015 gutted the manor, and a second blaze in July 2019 struck after the estate was split into lots. Later that year, Keith and Kira Reddy formed the Boleskine House Foundation to conserve and eventually open the site for heritage and education. Restoration continues, with funding from heritage organizations and donations from around the world. Boleskine House remains one of the most notorious and magnetically mysterious locations in occult history. From unbanished spirits to rock star ownership, it is as much a character in the story as Crowley himself, a place where shadows are said to still whisper, and where the line between ritual and haunting may never have been fully closed. On